Okay, guys, well, unfortunately, I had another malfunction with my damn camera phone, and again, this is going to be another two-part video. I'm really getting tired of that crap. This time I was sitting here, my screen's on idle, and all of a sudden everything went to sepia tone. And I was like, what the hell? So I had to take time to figure out how to change that back, and it stopped the video, and so that cut short the first part of it. So here we are, back in the first third of this thing, and it's burning pretty well. And the ash is nice and tight and white and beautiful. The burn is not razor sharp, but not really needing any attention. It's a really mild cigar so far. I'm just getting a lot of a woodiness and a citrus, and that's basically it. It's very mild and very rich. The butteriness faded out there. The spice faded out. There's been no tingle or anything like that. So it's just pretty mild so far. It's enjoyable. Draw is slightly firm, but nothing to complain about. One interesting thing I wanted to point out here, if you can see that, there's that little, oops, there was a little trench right up the middle of that ash right there. Well, there's a bit of a trench underneath the wrapper here on this cigar too, where it looks like the leaves were folded, that it's making that interesting kind of crack pattern up the cigar. Sorry I ruined the shot there, guys. It was about time to drop that ash anyway. I was just thinking that was just kind of interesting. But you can kind of see there's a inconsistency right in there. There's a little bit of a furrow, I guess you would call it, from the folds, I think, in those filler leaves underneath. Anyhow, that's all I'm getting out of this cigar so far, so I'm going to get a little bit further into it and see if we get any changes. Okay, so here we are back again with the Diamond Crown Robusto number 4. Some kind of significant changes there since the last update, which is the main reason I'm doing this so soon. The woodiness and the citrus that I described in the last update is basically the core flavors, and then there was a breadiness that came in, kind of the toastiness and the sweetness of some fresh baked bread or something that was kind of coming up, and then was a light roast coffee kind of on the finish there. And then here in the last few draws, a cherry has come up midway through between the draw there with that woodiness, the citriness, the citrus, and the breadiness, and the light roast coffee on the finish there. There's a bit of a cherry that's coming up. It's not overpowering, so it's not really distracting. Draw's still a little bit firm. The smoke output has kind of died down a little bit. The smoke on this thing is light and airy, so I mean you get a good draw off of it, and you can't really feel the smoke like you could chew it or whatever. Plus it doesn't put out a ton of smoke. And as I was referring to earlier with that little furrow, you kind of see it right there, where the folds in that tobacco were. It's just creating this interesting pattern in the ash. Stupid me, my big fat fingers knocked it off there earlier. Anyway, not to bore you with that anymore. I've never had a cigar do that before, so. But that's all I'm getting on it so far. So I'm gonna get probably past the band point at this point before I come back to you and then tell you what we've got. Okay, back again with Diamond Crown Classic. You can see this thing starting to straighten itself out and burn a lot nicer. Nice solid ash on this thing so far as well. Still performing beautifully. Draw still slightly firm, but like I said, it's nothing on the difficult side. Flavors wise, no changes as far as the flavors from that last update that I described with the cherry and the woodiness and the citrus and the breadiness and the light roast coffee is all still kind of there, but it's going to take it on a toasty, smoky characteristic, which I attribute to just getting a little bit further into this cigar, and with all the oils and everything building up, it's kind of building up. So that's basically what I've got at this point. I just want to show you guys this ash too. That's how you know you've got a well-made cigar, when an ash holds on like that. So anyway, that's all I've got at this point. I'm going to get down to the tail end of this thing and come back and give you my final thoughts on it. Alright, so here we are back with the nub on this Diamond Crown Classic Robusto. Not a whole lot of changes, except that breadiness. The light roast coffee is all kind of faded out. It's that woodiness and that cherry that I was speaking of more than anything, and everything's kind of taken on like a toasty characteristic with a little bit of a campfire smokiness that comes in on the finish there. So it's just been kind of building up to that. The strength has picked up just a little bit. I would call it a medium at most on strength. It's kind of built to a medium bodied and flavored as well, but it's been pretty mild throughout. So it's a pretty enjoyable cigar. One issue that I do have, this is the second time it's happened in the second half here, is that this wrapper has split on me. And so I don't know if it's the humidity in the air here. I know it's not my storage, so maybe this is just a delicate wrapper. This is another reason why I like the Maduro wrappers, the top of the plant leaves, the thicker leaves, because they're less delicate and they don't crack. It's not affecting the performance whatsoever. It's just, it looks ugly. Excuse me, it looks ugly. Anyway, so my final opinions on this thing. For a high-end cigar, I wouldn't pay what they usually retail for, which I think is like $12 to $15 a cigar or something like that. It'd be something I would just get in a sampler. It's a pretty enjoyable cigar, but again, it's a little bit mild for my taste, so scratch that part. When you make your own opinion. If you like mild to medium-bodied cigars, this would be a good one for you, especially if you have some expensive tastes. But like I said, a lot of that wood and cherry with a smoky characteristic to it. So that's kind of what all I've got. The draw loosened up there a little bit at the end with all the tobaccos heating up and swelling. But again, like I said, it wasn't nothing extremely difficult. But I'm going to go through this thing until it's just unsmokable, because that it's just continuing to swell and that crack is just continuing to open up. Nothing against the maker themselves. It may just be the air out here or something, like I said, but that's all I've got on this cigar. I enjoyed it, but I wouldn't buy a box of them myself. I've got 3 more of these. They are a darker and stronger blend, so keep an eye out for those. I'll be doing reviews on those pretty soon. Thank you all for watching. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Thank you all for watching again. God bless. Good night. Take care, y'all.